morning, friends. Myself Gaurav Pawar. I am from Jodhpur. Today I will give paper presentation of from revised form 3CA, 3CB, and 3CD of Income Tax Act 1961. Before we will start, I will give brief discussion about this form. As we all know that we have to conduct audit under Section 44 AB. After conducting the audit, auditor has to be give their opinion. That opinion is to be given in these forms. From 3CA and from 3CB is given if books of accounts are audited or under any other law also, that is Company Act. And from 3CB and from 3CD is given if books of accounts are audited only in Income Tax Act. Form 3CA and Form 3CB is similar, in which the auditor has mentioned that he is audited the books of account of X and Y company for the year ended 31st March 2014. According to his opinion, the balance sheet and P&L give true and fair view and it is tally with books of accounts. In Form 3CD, lots of amendments are done recently. An auditor has to be mentioned 24 particulars in this which are as under. Earlier, auditor has to be mentioned the registration number of all the tax law in which the assessee has paid tax liability. For example, excise duty, service tax, sale tax. Auditor also be mentioned the location where the audited books of accounts are kept. If the books of account are kept at multiple places, then auditor has to be mentioned the address of all the location. Auditor has to be mentioned the clause of section 244 AB under which the audit is conducted. In or section 44 AB is say if section 44 AB say if the turnover of business is more than 1 crore or gross receipt of any professional is more than 25 lakhs, then audit is to be conducted. As we all know that if any personal expenditure and capital expenditure debited in P&L account, that expenditure is not allowed. Auditor has to be give details of all that expenditure. Auditor has to be done reporting of section 50C. Section 50C is covering capital gain head. It is said that if the land and building is sold at less than stamp value, the sale proceed is equal to stamp value. If any expenditure on which it is duty of the assessee that he is to deduct TDS on it, and if he is failed to deduct TDS, then he is not entitled to get deduction of that expenditure. And assessee and auditor has to be done reporting of this, along with auditor has to be mentioned the name and address of pay to whom the payment of expenditure is to be made. If any cash payment of any expenditure is made during the year in excess of prescribed limit, that is 20,000, then is not entitled to get deduction of that expenditure, and assessee has to be done reporting of this. There is some further responsibility of auditor that any cash payment is made during the year in respect of expenditure of earlier year in excess of prescribed limit, then auditor is to be also done reporting of it. Auditor has to be done reporting of deemed income under section 32 AC. This is a new section in income tax act that income that said that Indian company get additional allowances of 15% if they make investment in plant and machinery of more than 100 crore. And there is also responsibility of assessee that asset is to be held for at least 5 years from the date of installation. Otherwise, all deduction which will claim in earlier year are deemed to be considered as income in which the sale plant and machinery is sales. If the firm, a private business, private company acquires share without consideration or in inadequate consideration, then auditor is also required to do reporting of it. If, if a private company sell share at premium, then auditor is to be done reporting of this. Now auditor is not required to obtain certificate from assessee under section 269S and 269T. Auditor also be done reporting of cash payment made under section 269S. That is for if the loan and deposit is taken by assessee more than 20,000 or more, that payment, that repayment of that loan and deposit is to be made only by DD or checks. Or auditor is also required to done give reporting of all losses in speculative business along with all deductions which are claimed under section 10A and 10AA. Now auditor is to give full details of TDS. For example, TDS amount on which TDS deducted, 10 number of assessee, date on which TDS is deposit, reporting of late filing of return, TDS return, interest pay for late deducted or for late payment. Auditor is also required to give reporting of TCS, and all the details which will be given in TDS are also be given in TCS. If cost audit is conducted either voluntary or in company act, the auditor is to be give reporting of it. Uh, Auditor is also required to give reporting of tax on distributed profit under section 150 if if audit is conducted and Central Excise Act or Service Tax, then auditor is required to give reporting of that. Auditor is not required to give attach the copy of that report. Auditor are also only required to mention the qualification in these reports. Earlier, the auditor is give the ratio analysis of current year. Now, auditor is required to give ratio analysis of past 2 year along with current year. If any demand or refund issue in any tax law other than service tax, other than wealth tax and income tax, the auditor is give reporting of that. Thank you, friend. Hope you enjoy it.